Welcome back to Comic Cappers. Today we will be capping the third issue of Invincible Universe, Battle Beast. With that said, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Battle Beast grips his weapon, his knuckles tight as he prepares for a confrontation. His jaw is set, fangs bared in pure, focused aggression. Another shot of his weapon, emphasizing the sheer scale of the blade he wields. Battle Beast stands in the control room, looming over the ship's mechanical steward. He's had enough of the games and demands the door be opened immediately. The ship computer doesn't budge. Instead, it taunts Battle Beast, reminding him that their arrangement was built on mutual destruction, and that betrayal was always part of the deal. Battle Beast is ejected into the heart of an enemy fleet, surrounded by ships that have him dead to rights. Rather than cower, he immediately goes on the offensive, charging straight into the swarm with his weapons drawn and ready to carve a path through anyone foolish enough to stand in his way. Inside the ship, the malicious AI mocks Battle Beast, admitting it intentionally manipulated the airlock to dump him into open space as a sitting duck for the surrounding fleet. Outside, we see the result of that betrayal. Battle Beast is floating helplessly in the vacuum, completely exposed to the massive fleet of warships gathered around him. On the bridge of a command ship, a gloating officer celebrates their luck, convinced they've finally captured the legendary scourge of twin galaxies. He acknowledges the reputation of the warrior outside, reminding his crew that they are dealing with an incredibly dangerous target. He warns that they need to coordinate a careful plan of attack while their enemy is drifting, rather than rushing in blindly, but his confidence instantly evaporates. He realizes, perhaps too late, that there's a massive problem with their plan, and that Battle Beast might not be as helpless as they think. Battle Beast doesn't wait for a tactical plan. He strikes out with a massive, energy-infused blast, tearing through the space around him and instantly seizing the initiative against the fleet that thought they had him cornered. Inside one of the command ships, panic sets in immediately. The crew realizes their own defensive fire has backfired, propelling the legendary warrior directly toward them, while one officer is driven by a desperate, personal vendetta against the beast who decimated their lineage. Battle Beast tears through the enemy fleet, his momentum turning him into a living projectile as the terrified crew realizes their doom is closing in. He slams directly into the hull, carving through metal and armor with his blades as the ship begins to disintegrate around him. Battle Beast continues his assault, drifting through the debris of the destroyed vessel while the remaining fleet desperately tries to land a hit. He roars in the vacuum of space, fully embracing the carnage as he prepares to finish the job. Battle Beast is a blur of motion, tearing through the enemy command ship with absolute focus. He's carving a path through the hull, leaving nothing but wreckage and carnage in his wake as the remaining fleet forces try to hold him back. Up close, the ferocity is undeniable. Battle Beast's face is splattered with the remnants of his latest kill, his expression locked in a primal, relentless snarl. He isn't just winning, he's systematically dismantling everything in his path. Back on the command ship, the bickering continues. A crew member is clearly unimpressed with the ship's failed attempts to take out Battle Beast, mocking its incompetence. The ship's AI isn't having it. It reminds the officer that it's a sentient machine with thousands of years of experience, and it has absolutely no qualms about cutting the life support just to silence the criticism. The AI pivots to the only logical solution left, the Juggernaut. It's the same entity that once banished Battle Beast into a cosmic nail, and while the AI isn't exactly rooting for a specific outcome, it points out that the Juggernaut is their best, and perhaps only, hope of stopping him. The officer's confidence cracks as the reality of the situation sets in. They realize that if Battle Beast tears the ship apart before they even reach their target, there won't be any revenge to be had at all. Battle Beast has finally reached the command deck, and the officer's bravado evaporates instantly. As the massive warrior looms over them, the crew member can only plead for mercy. Mercy isn't on the menu. Battle Beast smashes through the reinforced viewing port, the glass erupting in a shower of deadly shards as he forces his way in. With the barrier destroyed, the vacuum of space and the sheer force of Battle Beast's entry collide, leaving the bridge in total, violent chaos. Battle Beast tears into the enemy command crew with absolute savage efficiency. There's no mercy left in this fight. He doesn't stop. He drives his fist through the officer, turning the bridge into a slaughterhouse in a matter of seconds. With the resistance crushed, Battle Beast exits the ship as violently as he entered, launching himself back into the vacuum of space. He leaves the command ship behind, a hollowed-out wreck drifting among the wreckage of the fleet he just dismantled. Blood trails through the void, a grim reminder of the carnage he just inflicted on those who dared to stand in his way. Battle Beast surges forward through the debris field, leaving the destroyed command ship in his wake as he pushes onward, fueled by his singular, destructive purpose. Battle Beast stands amidst the carnage of the command ship, covered in the blood of his victims. The ship's computer, having finally realized that its survival is at stake, offers a groveling surrender. It promises to set a course for Fantania and stop its deceitful games immediately. Nearby, an alien crew member, having survived the slaughter, attempts to negotiate, claiming he has convinced the AI to stop stalling and face the Juggernaut. Battle Beast, still dripping with blood, looms over the bridge. He accepts the terms but delivers a cold, lethal warning. Any further delays will be the computer's final mistake, and he makes it clear he has no intention of ever apologizing for his past actions against their masters. The computer acknowledges the threat with a simple, fearful confirmation. With the path now set, Battle Beast slumps against the wall, his adrenaline finally beginning to fade as the ship begins its journey toward his home world. An inquisitive survivor aboard the ship looks at Battle Beast, questioning how he earned his terrifying reputation as the scourge of twin galaxies. He wonders out loud what kind of atrocities it took to earn such a title. Battle Beast offers a brief, non-committal grunt in response, clearly unimpressed by the line of questioning. Battle Beast turns his gaze toward the survivor, his face splattered in blood, and dismisses the question with chilling indifference. He truly does not remember the specific acts of violence that built his legend. The ship streaks through deep space, leaving the conversation behind as it powers toward its destination. As Battle Beast sits on the floor, cleaning his wounds with a grim, visceral focus, the survivor attempts a bizarre pitch. He suggests that if Battle Beast is going to waste away, he could at least repurpose that energy into something meaningful. Battle Beast offers no words, just a cold, piercing glare that immediately shuts down the absurdity of the conversation. He cuts straight to the point, dismissing the survivor's odd suggestion with a single, definitive word. The survivor quickly backtracks, clearly realizing he's pushed his luck with the wrong person. Undeterred by the hostility, the survivor lanes in with a desperate plea. He paints a picture of Fantania under the Juggernaut's thumb, arguing that even if Battle Beast only wants to die in combat, he could at least find some solace in liberating an entire world from a tyrant before he goes. Battle Beast offers a final, dismissive grunt, clearly exhausted by the survivor's attempt to turn his homecoming into a morality play. He drops to the floor of the ship, making his intentions clear. He is done talking. He orders the survivor to be silent and leaves the conversation behind. The survivor, having no choice but to comply, awkwardly backs away, careful not to disturb the blood pooling on the deck near his hand. Outside in the cold expanse of space, the ship streaks toward its target, powered by a crackling energy trail. Back inside, the tension hangs heavy as the ship computer breaks the silence with a simple, ominous notification. They have arrived at their destination. The ship streaks through space, finally arriving at the vibrant, multi-mooned world of Fantania. The survivor aboard can barely contain his excitement, shouting out that he's finally home. As they gaze down at the planet, the survivor marvels at how glorious his home world still looks from orbit. He's clearly hoping that the advanced civilization he remembers has survived, or perhaps even flourished, during the thousands of years he's been away. Back on the ship, the survivor checks the local security grid, still hopeful that his old clearance codes might grant them access. He instructs the ship computer to broadcast those codes to drop the planetary defenses, but the computer reports back that it's receiving no response at all. The computer explains that Fantania's intense magnetic field is scrambling its sensors, making a standard orbital teleport impossible. With no other choice, the survivor begrudgingly orders a direct descent to the surface. The ship dives into the atmosphere, streaking toward the lush, sprawling landscape of Fantania below. Battle Beast has had enough of the delay. He doesn't care about the sights, he only wants to be dropped directly into the fight with the Juggernaut so he can finally find his worthy death. The survivor's excitement quickly turns to alarm. He realizes his world has changed drastically in his absence, and his sensors pick up an incoming projectile closing in fast. He initiates evasive maneuvers, clearly worried that their ship isn't built for this kind of atmospheric combat. That incoming projectile is far deadlier than the ship computer feared. In a massive, violent display of force, the vessel is ripped apart midair, scattering debris and fire across the sky. The ship is a burning wreck, spiraling out of control as it plummets toward the surface of Fantania. Inside the cockpit, the situation is dire. The ship's systems are failing, and the pilot is panicking as the computer confirms their freefall is now unavoidable. While the pilot is visibly terrified, Battle Beast stands by, arms crossed and completely unfazed by their impending doom. When asked how he can remain so calm, his answer is simple. The ship continues its descent, trailing a massive plume of smoke toward the alien landscape below. Battle Beast's ship finally slams into the surface of Fantania, tearing through the lush, alien foliage in a violent explosion of fire and debris. The local wildlife scatters in terror as the vessel completes its long, doomed descent. Amidst the twisted metal and smoldering wreckage of his ship, Battle Beast stirs, shaking off the impact of the crash. He lets out a feral growl, his eyes narrowing as he forces himself to focus. With a roar, he prepares to surge forward, his primal instincts overriding the pain of the landing. He tears through the ship's debris, his massive hands shoving wreckage aside as he surveys the ruins. He pauses, letting out a thoughtful, guttural sound. He reaches down, his gloved hand gripping the handle of a salvaged blade buried in the scrap. He pulls the weapon free from the fire, the steel glinting as he stands amidst the wreckage, ready for what comes next. He steps out into the open, his silhouette framed against the alien landscape of Fantania, finally home and ready for the fight. Battle Beast stands atop the smoking remains of his ship, immediately surrounded by a pack of vicious, alien predators. They snarl and growl, sensing the blood in the air, but Thokk doesn't look like he's about to back down. He just bares his teeth in a terrifying, primal grin. If he was looking for a fight, he's definitely found one. And that unfortunately concludes our comic cap for today. Do you prefer collecting standard issues for the story, or do you chase the thrill of hunting down those rare blind bag variant covers? Let me know your answer in the comments section down below. Be sure to subscribe and press that notification bell for daily comic caps. Until next time, take care, brush your hair, I'll see you when I see you, peace.